Howdy guys, welcome back to another one. We're putting together what's probably my favorite 2 3/4 inch 12 gauge buckshot load. This is 15 pellets of 30 cal number 1 buck, which is an awesome size, useful in 24 gauge up to 10 gauge. Now this is a universal round, great for home defense, deer, coyote, fox, pigs, and quail. Now you heard me say home defense. I live in a relatively small house with bedrooms all around. I don't want to use stuff like double-aught, triple-aught, or even 32 cal. Those pellets are known to over-penetrate in some cases, especially loaded to higher velocity, like 1300 FPS. A lot of factory double-aught is 1325, and that's going to get some over-penetration. Now, Federal, as well as many other brands, load a low recoil or managed recoil, reduced recoil load of double-aught, and that's fine, but I still don't trust it. So I stick with 30 cal or smaller. Number 4 buck would be my preference, or even large birdshot like lead BB or T-shot, something like that that I know won't greatly over-penetrate. That being said, 15 pellets of 30 cal number 1, that's probably overkill for home defense, but it'll get the job done. So what do you say we actually load this up? The components are a Federal haul. This one it was a high brass load of number 4, so basically a field load. This has an 8-point crimp, strangely. Usually high brass loads or field loads have a 6-point, but this one's 8, which is fine. It don't really matter. Winchester 209 primer. You can use any standard primer here. A 1/4 inch 20 gauge fiber cushion wad. You could also use felt or cork, but I'm using fiber cushion wad because I just have it laying here. Ballistic Products Mylar wrap. This is the My Slim Mylar. A Ballistic Products 2 3/4 inch TPS wad. This one is pre-slit. Normally I don't use the pre-slit TPS wads. I like to use the unslit ones and cut them myself. The pre-slit are basically a full cut or just shy of it. I like 3/4 or half cut, 4 petals. But yeah, those seem to get tighter patterns than the pre-slit ones. The powder is, of course, Hodgdon Longshot. This is my favorite powder, useful in every gauge. 410, it's good for light loads, like very light, or slugs. It's not good for 410 standard, like half-ounce loads, stuff like that. No, it's too fast for a 410 powder, but it's good in everything else. I already have this hull deprimed and resized just to save a little bit of time. I'm sure all of you guys watching know how to do that. But Winchester 209. You can use Shadite. Shadite primers are basically equivalent to a Winchester, but we need 28 grains of Longshot. And that is not the max charge, but that's just what I like with the velocity, about 1250. Should be 28 grains there. Double check it. And it is. The Lee 2.2 cc dipper, just below flush with Longshot, is 28 grains, or right at it. A full dipper of Longshot is 29 grains. Next, we need the TPS wad. You could also use the MG42 here, but I like the TPS wad. I also really like the MG42, but the TPS gets quite a bit tighter patterns in my experience. It's more similar to Federal's Flight Control, if you guys have ever messed with that stuff. But we have our 20 gauge fiber cushion wad in there. The Ballistic Products Mylar wrap. Again, this is the My Thin Mylar. Roll it up and set it down inside your TPS wad. The Mylar wrap will tighten up your patterns just a little bit and help with any flyers. 15 pellets of 30 cal number 1 buck. These are tumbled and polished. They are not powder coated yet. I will powder coat them eventually, but yeah, 15 pellets. That is a 1.38 ounce load on the scale, which is slightly more than ounce and 3/8, but it's basically a 1 3/8 ounce load. With buffer, it'll be 1.42 to 1.43. Here's the 15 pellets. They stack by 3s, and as you can see, they come up right to the top of the TPS wad, which is exactly where you want to be. In terms of lead payload weight, yeah, it's 1.38 ounces. Now with buffer, it's going to weigh, like I said, 1.42 to 1.43. Guys, I am using the Ballistic Products ITX buffer, which again has been rebranded to BSB. That is my favorite buffer of all time. We have the top row of pellets about 3/4 of the way covered, or half. That's about all you need. We are ready to crimp this. 8-point crimp, front station of the lead load all, and you want one of the, I call them valleys, between the 2 points facing you. If it's a 6-point, you want one of the points facing you and the back station. Pre-crimp looks great. And our final crimp looks great. Nice looking shell. I'm going to run this through the taper die on this other press. That's a nice taper right there. But yeah, 15 pellet, number 1 buck, 30 cal. Well guys, that's about it. Like I said, this is a universal round, good for hunting and home defense. Maybe a little bit heavy for home defense, but it will certainly work. We want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below and we'll get back to you. And if you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month and you guys get early access to content. A link to that, as well as a link to our Instagram and Rumble accounts, will be in the description below. But other than that, you guys take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one.